topics and opinions expressed on the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4WN Radio.
Welcome to my radio and TV show, Debi Changes Lives. I'm Debi, your certified holistic health coach. I help people identify the root causes of their health and mindset issues and create a custom natural holistic strategy to address them in the areas of mind, body, and soul. As a health coach, I'm not allowed to say that I heal, treat, cure, prevent, or diagnose any diseases. I certainly can make your body more efficient by reducing symptoms. You'll feel better, be more productive, and enjoy life more. Not many people have released 70 pounds, had a health transformation, and kept fit and trim for over a decade. I have, and I have staying power. And it's actually been over 11 years. I even became a half marathon runner at the age of 51, when I never ran from childhood to adulthood due to food problems. And I have done 7 of them. 8 is coming up. Mindset is a key to lasting change. As a certified holistic health coach, I do revitalize people's lives in many different areas of health and mindset. I guide them to clean, toxic-free foods and high-quality essential nutrients. My coaching is for optimizing health, releasing weight if needed, and enhancing your mindset. You will see and feel the difference with my coaching programs. Ask me about my programs at my complimentary consultation button of my link tree, which is at Debi Changes Lives, DebiChangesLives, as in victory, es.com. /linktree, LINKTREE, and I'll guide you to a better, healthier life. With my mindset coaching, I help my clients recognize that the thoughts, feelings, and emotions will drive their actions and results, sometimes good, sometimes bad. It's crucial to have a positive mindset to succeed in life. And it's also imperative to release those low vibrational emotions of fear, frustration, and doubt, because they will slow you down and get you stuck. Like a hot air balloon that has ballasts, I help my clients release those emotional ballasts to uplift to a better, healthier life. In turn, they're releasing their stress and they're reshaping their core beliefs. Today, I am honored to have Becca Dukes back. We'll be sharing our stories about how we became certified holistic health coaches with the Institute of Holistic Health. We both were part of the first graduating class. She delved it in a little further, becoming the assistant of a renowned naturopath, Dr. Joe Wallach, and the director of student services for the Institute of Holistic Health. It's interesting how our journeys have changed us. Becca became a mother at an early age, despite of the early challenges and a sense of a disappointment. Now she uses her story to help others find purpose and also provides a supportive community. Me personally, I was a video producer before my son was born. I ended up being a stay-at-home mom because my mother was declining from dementia to Alzheimer's, and my son needed a lot of medical appointments early on. I lost myself in weight. And because of my health transformation, I became passionate about revitalizing other people's lives and empowering them to find their purpose as well in a supportive community. Our paths crossed a little bit before the Institute of Holistic Health was established, and we've been friends ever since. Becca is a mentor to me. In a way, I started this podcast because of her success with her podcast, Daily with Doc with Becca Dukes, which you can see at bit.ly/Daily with Doc. We are going to be talking about empowering holistic health freedom. So let's welcome Becca Dukes, the Director of Student Services for Institute of Holistic Health and the Assistant for Dr. Joe Wallach, and much more. Becca, welcome to my show.
Hello, Debbie. Thank you so much for having me on again. I have absolutely loved watching you grow. Like you said, we were friends even before the Institute even started. And just to see how you have grown and used your passion for others to help them, and then watch your success and continuing to do those marathons is absolutely fantastic. You're awesome.
Well, thank you. Well, they're half marathons, but nonetheless, it is 13.1 miles is quite a distance.
Yeah.
And I have grown a lot, and so have you. So it's such a, in life we're meant to grow and want to constantly learn. I see that you became a natural practitioner as well, which I am going to be following in your footsteps too. So.
Yes, I wanted to dig deeper. The Certified Holistic Health Coach is fantastic. It taught me so many things, even more actually than the Naturopathic Practitioner course did, which I was surprised. But it was just a next step towards getting that DR in my name.
Yes, and that I plan to follow in your footsteps. Now, I started my journey in an alternative health because I was amazed how I felt after taking the 90 essential nutrients. And during my initial health release with a different keto plan, I simply was exhausted. After 6 months, I released 50 pounds, and I was going to bed at 8 o'clock regularly, and sometimes a little bit earlier. And I was taking supplementation that you can get at GNC and Vitamin Shop. And after taking that 90 for life, I had a natural sense of energy. And then later on, I noticed, my foot is kind of subsiding. So I decided to start something new. And I started running on a treadmill. And, of course, I became this half marathoner. But I also released an additional 70 pounds. And I've been, like I said in my story earlier, I've been able to keep it off for over 11 years and counting. So I'm really pleased with that. And I've always, tell you the truth, I've had side effects with medications, which I call synthetic chemicals for a reason. Our bodies don't like synthetic chemicals. Not only that, I had really bad experiences. And I'm so happy to find an alternative approach to conventional health approaches. So tell us a little bit about your story.
My story. Oh my goodness. So I started having migraines at the age of 8. No real reason. Just it hit at school. I went to the nurse's office. I remember waking up. I remember my mom picking me up, taking me to the hospital, getting a shot in my hiney, and waking up in my bed a couple days later. That they just kept continuing and really didn't find anything that would help them. I mean, we did chiropractic because I was also diagnosed with scoliosis. The doctor just said, because of my scoliosis, give her lots of calcium. But he didn't say anything about those things needed for that calcium to be absorbed. So I started getting calcium overgrowth on the back sides of my knees, which they wanted to do surgery. That took me out of the game of a baseball that I absolutely loved. It took me out of marching band, which I absolutely loved. And early in my real work career, I locked the bottom 4 facet joints of my spine and had that back injury, and just was pain all over. And it's like I couldn't find relief no matter what I had tried, and it just kept getting more and more. I had carpal tunnel syndrome. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Can I say health names or medical terms?
Well, this is your testimony, not mine.
Yeah, okay. Well, I actually, and I had some blood sugar issues. I didn't have any weight issues until I had my last son in my early 40s. But when I was in my 30s, I had fallen. I was on a ladder putting tin on a woodshed and got tangled up when the ladder collapsed and got compression fractures.
Oh, wow.
And my small town doctor, because we were in a town of maybe 1,000 people, did x-rays, and he's like, Becca, I have to send you to the university because this is beyond my scope. I'm 30 years old, and I'm thinking, okay, you're an amazing doctor. How can this be beyond your scope? And so I went to the university. I had an MRI, and the neurologist walked in, looked at the chart, walked back out, and then came back in. He says, I'm sorry, I thought I was coming in to see somebody at least 65, 70 years old in very poor health, not what looks to be a fit 30-year-old female.
Wow.
And he had told me that I had bone spurs, almost every facet joint, every joint of my body from head to toe. I had inflammation and arthritis, in addition to 2 compression fractures that were already starting to solidify. And I could do a surgery to help correct it, but it would have been quite invasive. And I chose not to do that.
No, I wouldn't do that.
No. I had an aunt that had done a surgery where the doctor was going to fix her degenerative. I was told I had degenerative bone and disc disease at that same time. And my aunt's surgeon, he said, I'll make you a new woman. Well, she went from 5'6" to agonizing pain, worse than she had before, and 27 surgeries. She still couldn't stand upright and bent over, doing the best she can. She's about 4'6". And just to see, all the medications and how they've destroyed her digestive system, it breaks my heart. I did not want to go down that route.
Yeah, no, my father went through multiple back surgeries, so I wouldn't want that on anybody either. Mm-hmm. And, I can't even relate to, how many injuries you've had and the problems you've had, but I've been in multiple car accidents that actually, messed up my neck. So I've been in pain, and I see a nuclear chiropractor, as obvious because he was on my show. And it's really made a big relief for me. Mm-hmm. But that's where I got entangled with, medications and things like that due to these car accidents. And I wish I never took them in the first place, because they really messed me up, and they didn't help me to work. I actually worked the Olympics in Australia, and I couldn't even focus or sleep or anything. And I was making so many mistakes, and I was being yelled at. All I wanted to do was go back home. and I wasn't released to go back home. So it was, and I was a doctor that wouldn't release me. And instead, he took me off the medication I was on, and I got worse. So that's why these bad experiences, I face. Not everyone, faces these experiences, but that's what I face. And that's what, makes me very shy about taking any type of med.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, through all of mine, I found out all of the things that I'm allergic to when it comes to the pharmaceuticals. And I wasn't able to take any of the standard painkillers. We even tried some of the naturopathic approaches with trigger point injections, which I had negative reactions to. And it was frustrating. It was so frustrating. They were pushing me off to pain management, but no solution for the pain. Yeah. And you mentioned the car accident. I had one in 2015 and got 5 herniated discs from that one. And a year of nonstop appointments and $35,000 in medical bills. Yes. And I was no farther along.
Yeah, I was pushed on to pain management as well. And I actually had nerve blocks. Boy, those are so darn painful. I'm sorry. I did 2 of them, and I was like, I'm never doing this again after the second one. It was like, it wasn't working for me. It was painful to have them. My system calmed down. And then I suggested to do another one. I did. And I had the same experience. I said, no more nerve blocks for me. And unfortunately, I don't really like acupuncture either, because I experienced a really bad experience with that. But, I found that acupressure works really well for me just recently. And I don't have to do those needles.
Right.
So anyways, what is interesting is that we've both been through some well, you've been through more, I would call medical tragedies than I have. And it's been a really bad experience for you. And, but I also went through, I'm sure you may have felt this way. I went through some mental health issues too.
Oh, yeah.
I heard about, you heard about my story about how I lost myself in weight. Well, I had no idea, people probably don't even realize how emotionally I felt. And yes, I was stressed, overwhelmed, and I was stressed in so many directions. No wonder I was exhausted, as well as, getting a little bit on the depressed side, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here I found that alternative health approaches helped me with my mental health. That even my doctor, who was prescribing the meds, took me off the medication. Thank goodness.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank goodness.
And it's important when you're on these medications that really have these side effects or reactions to, go by your doctor's guidance to get off of them. That's my guidance to you, because I've been through that myself. And, I became to the point where I made people aware of possibilities, because I wasn't aware of these possibilities before. And so that's why I say in the introduction that, low vibrational emotions will slow you down and get you stuck, because they certainly did back then. And that's why I was physically slowing down and mentally slowing down as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until recently, when I broke my foot, that I had felt so much better. And, because my foot was healing better. But I kept on, falling for some dumb reason. I kept on, and I was laughing it off saying I'm doing the cha-cha, but it was happening. And, I was kind of concerned whether I was going to get back into doing a half marathon again. And I had other things going on in my life that was slowing me down as well. And I finally said, excuse my language, to hell with it. And I decided to start training for my half marathon and do other things. And when I did my half marathon, I had so much emotional gusto that I finished with so much energy at the end. I mean, you should see my hands going raising up high, really high, like, yay! And because I was actually running against the wind, so it was really difficult to do on. And it was one that I hadn't done in a couple of years with little, training beforehand. So my whole point is, when you are amazed about what you do,
Mm-hmm.
do you know what that does to you naturally?
Mm-hmm.
It actually releases dopamine, it releases serotonin, and it releases oxytocin. So no wonder, when I was feeling better the first time around, and I was feeling better the second time around, it's such excitement and amazement that my mental state was really in a good state.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really important to stay in that positive mindset and pay attention to those low vibrational energies and just recognize, oh, I'm here again. I need to do something about it, and turn around and start thinking into a positive mindset and start moving forward. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Absolutely. I actually suffered with clinical depression for many years.
Mm-hmm. I did
And
too.
it turned out that when I started nutriating my body, I started reducing the inflammation, I was able to do more, and I was feeling better about myself, because and my clinical depression was before my last pregnancy, but my last pregnancy, I had to have shots every week, which totally screwed up my hormone balance, and I gained 120 pounds. So I was going back into that depression, thinking, what am I doing wrong? I tried this, all these things that we see on TV that are supposed to be helping with this, and this, and I was just continuing to gain weight.
Yeah, that's what I did too, right? But not as much as you.
it was scary because I never dealt with a weight problem,
Mm.
and even through my pain, I remained active because I didn't want to freeze up. But man, putting on that weight and then trying to remain active and then having a torn hip capsule and plantar fasciitis, and my body was falling apart, and I had a brand new baby I had to take care of.
That must
It
have been
was
really difficult. Yeah.
not a good place to be.
No, it is not.
But I found a solution, and I'm absolutely loving life in many, many ways. And yeah, 53 years old, I found my true love and getting married. It's crazy.
Congratulations. I
Thank
didn't
you.
know that. That's like news to me. That's fantastic. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. I'm
I
excited.
guess you didn't tell anybody, did you?
No, this is the first. This is you're one of the first, Debbie.
Okay, well, see, that's what's so great, what our lives can bring to us, and the happiness and the specialness in our lives. And I, like you, I also had issues after my pregnancy, because I was so concerned about my son. But I got through that. And we tend to focus on others as women and versus yourselves. And that's one of the reasons why I lost myself in weight. And I gotta admit that I'm so happy that you found somebody, because you really deserve that. And in our journeys, we're always finding new things, new solutions. And I'm constantly finding new ways of helping myself when I have issues. And I'm sure you're finding that as well. That's why I started learning acupressure, and I've learned how to. I'm becoming a muscle tuner as well, because I found solutions for my neck, and as well as I didn't think I was going to hurt my knee a couple weeks ago. I found solutions for that too, and I still ran at 10 miles a week later. So,
Good.
In life, we're meant to grow. We're meant to experience new experiences, like you're experiencing and getting married with a new life. And, it's supposed to be, it's meant to be. And you never know what your journey is in your life is going to be. It's amazing, how we get guided to different paths. I mean, listen, I was a video producer, and look what I'm doing now. And it's all because I got amazed by all the different things I had that I can offer people. And I'm always learning something new. I've learned something new for my son. I kind of expressed that on my last show, where I helped, with the work of a pediatrician. And she let me do this. I asked her, can I do something in line with what you had for an open wound? And it was an urgent matter because my son wanted to go scuba diving, and that's how the open room came to be. And she's, and she was really amazed how fast it healed up. And she said it was the best nurse ever. And she gave him approval to go scuba diving. So your body does amazing things. And it's amazing what it can do when you give it the right, love and care and products, and whether it's releasing the low vibrational emotions or whatever you need to do. It's amazing what your body can do, right?
Yes, it is. Absolutely amazing. I mean, we're a divine creation.
Yes, we are.
We feed it right. We take care of it. We don't abuse it. Or if we have abused it, we turn things around, and the body can do some amazing things.
It can. We just need to be patient. There's no really magic pill. I'm sorry, there isn't in life, not even conventional. There's no magic pill. And we need to be careful about, how can I say this? Believing that something's going to happen really fast, because your body is going to take time to heal from a broken foot. It's going to take time to get over a mental situation that you may have. It's going to take time for you to get over trauma from the past. It's going to take time for you to, feel better in all aspects of life. And, your soul is going to start, when you're finally doing what you're supposed to be doing, your soul is just going to give you all these gifts. And that's why, you found somebody and are getting married. and, I am, doing a lot of things with other people. Gifts happen, in times, and you just need to be patient. And some people are impatient. And for me, all you're doing is festering yourself. And that's why you need to release those frustrations and realize in time it will come.
That's right. In naturopathic medicine, and I'm glad that you talked about, finding those releases and then how emotions play into it with the serotonin and the dopamine. It's not about just what you put in your body, but it's how you respond to the things that happen within and around you.
Okay.
That really does make a difference. So looking at that whole picture determines how fast, or if there is going to be a more positive outcome.
Yes.
I'm really glad that you mentioned that.
Yeah. And, if something's not working out for you with your health, seek other alternatives and see what you can do. That's why I have this show, to educate people on alternative health solutions, and I invite other coaches on for different reasons, because everybody needs to release whatever stress they might have in life, so they can really live a better life. And because stress does a number to people. I mean, I just recently talked to somebody where, he's stressed but he's happy, but he's stressed, and it is slowing down his body system. So I said, I can help you with that. And he says, well, I'm going to come to you. So that's my whole point, is we need to really be aware, where the stress is coming from. Number one, if it's you, if it's external or somebody else, whether it's an emotional stress you're causing on yourself, because those are the things that we need to pay attention to and start removing. And I learned that, you saw my growth throughout the whole entire time. And
Yes.
it's like, and my whole point was, sometimes I was like a nervous cat. Especially when I did something new. I was, at the beginning of my podcast, doing it, I was like a nervous cat. But now I'm not. I'm pretty easygoing and settled in it, and I'm really enjoying it, even if we're having some hang-ups with some technology. So that's my whole point. Recently I didn't have any internet connection, and all of a sudden, boom, this morning I have it. So you can't control what is going on with the world around us or with technology or anything like that. And, what you can't control is yourself, how you perceive it, and what you can do about it.
That's right. I do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And keep going. No matter what the challenge is, there's also always a solution, either through it or around it. You just keep going.
Yes. You just remind me of that. I don't know if you remember, if you saw these little videos about the prepositional phrase. There was an airplane that went through a cloud and things like that. It's little educational things on Saturday TV. That's pretty much what you need to do, is just find the solution that works for you. Nuka worked for me. I've seen many chiropractors that didn't really work for me until I did Nuka. Obviously, acupuncture didn't help me. Acupressure did. And then I learned more about muscles and what they're connected to and what acupressure points to utilize. And you just need to learn and educate yourself so you can help yourself and you can help others. And a lot of people come to me asking me, can you do X, Y, Z? I said, yes, I can. And sometimes they test me like an encyclopedia, and they're amazed about my knowledge. And that's what is so great about being a certified holistic health coach. I've learned so much before and so much during. And this may be a little early to talk about it, but why don't we talk about, our experience with, the Institute of the Certified Holistic Health Coach program and give a lot more detail about it.
Absolutely. It's an incredible program because not many people realize you actually have 4 different areas of health. And there's 8 areas when you're looking at holistic health, because you're looking on the outside too, not just within the body. But the 4 areas of physical health are, you've got your soft tissue.
Yes.
You have your hard tissue, which is like your bones, your muscles, tendons, and ligaments, your cartilage. You have your blood sugar, and you have your digestive.
Okay. Yes.
Every single thing is linked. And one thing that I really admire about what Dr. Wallach did is, as he was doing autopsies, close to 30,000 autopsies on 452 different species, including humans, he found that there was a correlation between when there was a deficiency in the research or the testing that they did on the tissues and the blood, there were common poor health conditions. And he linked all of the dots together so that there was actually about at least 10 poor health conditions linked to 90 essential nutrients. That's over 900 different poor health conditions.
Yeah.
So,
and a lot of people say there's only I forgot 60 or whatever, or maybe less essential nutrients, right? And he found 90.
right. There's 90, actually 91. But we say 90 for simplicity. But when you're looking at that many different poor health conditions because of nutritional deficiency, it's like that should be a light of hope. If there's a nutritional deficiency, I just have to give my body what it needs so it's no longer deficient, so that the cells can continue to replicate healthier and healthier.
Yes.
Well,
so we're working at the cellular level, right?
Absolutely, at the cellular level. And if you have a test, you have a health evaluation, Debbie, that I know that you share with your listeners and
which
viewers.
I'll be talking a little bit more later, but I could talk about it now if you want.
Well, let me go a little bit into how that works.
Okay.
So, that there's questions, and sometimes people think, well, how does that relate to anything? Or why do you ask this question more than once? It's because of those at least 10 different poor health conditions linked to a single nutrient, that there's overlap. So if you've got something going on in the brain and you've got something going on at the hard tissue area, and then your blood sugar might be okay, and maybe your digestive system is if you work on your digestive system, those other 2 are going to improve as well. But that's after you have the foundation. And that's one thing that the Institute of Holistic Health teaches, is about those 4 areas of health, how they're affected by nutritional deficiencies, solutions to fix those deficiencies. But they go even farther. Like I mentioned, there's 8 different areas of health. And when we are emotionally stuck, our brain stays stuck. And what controls everything within the body? It's those signals that are sent out from the brain. So if we've got that negative talk, negative thinking, then that's negativity that's going to flow through the body, not the positivity that's needed in order for your body to respond to what you want to see as the outcome.
Yes.
We have to speak that outcome as to
Yes.
what we want and stay focused and have that vibration that you were talking about, raising our vibration so that cellularly the cells are moving and responding and absorbing and just becoming healthier and healthier.
Yeah, the cells are humming.
They do.
So that's pretty much what it is. And it's interesting how if you really pay attention and are aware to what's going on with you, and that's why I have that health journal, which I'll talk about later. That's a great way to track how you're feeling on a daily basis and then review it. And it's everyone, says, well, how come the questions repeat? And like you said, it's in multiple categories. Now, the brain does send actions to everything, but also the gut actually communicates to the brain along the vagus nerve. And it's interesting how bad bacteria and good bacteria can communicate through the vagus nerve to the brain as well. That's why when you have nervousness, you have anxiousness in your stomach, and that's as your second brain, and then your heart's your third brain, if you think about it. It communicates to the vagus nerve, and then when your gut is not healthy enough, you're going to have mental fog. That's why I always start with the gut health first, and then that ends up giving the mental clarity, and then we can filter down through the other symptoms and start releasing those as well. People just need to pay attention to what's going on in their health. They need to be patient because it is at the cellular level. And it's going to take time for things to happen at the cellular level. And when you have any tension and stress, those are like warning signs that something's going on. So you need to maybe pay attention to that area to release that stress, and so that your body will be more efficient. Now, I say to people, our body has a lot of noise in it that people call inflammation. That inflammation is slowing you down. We have a lot of noise outside, and we have a lot of noise inside, and we may have a lot of emotional noise as well. So we need to tone down, lower the volume of everything, so the body's in a calm state, so it can be more efficient and move around. Even though I may be in pain sometimes with my running, always after I run, I feel so much better. And I'm not always in pain. But that's why I say, if you keep your body moving, it's going to help you with your emotions. If you think about it, emotions and emotions, they work together. It's going to help you feel better, and it's going to ease that discomfort. So now you've talked about the program a little bit, and we're going to be, offering this to you guys as an offer. Is there anything you want to say about that before I start telling them where they can go?
Yeah. So, the Certified Holistic Health Coach program is not just for people who want to be a certified holistic health coach and create a business. I think that the knowledge that you learn in that, for whether you're a mom, a dad, getting ready to think about, being part of a family.
Yes, exactly.
Just for knowledge and being able to help you keep yourself healthy or create a healthier you, it flows into your family and then into your community.
Exactly.
So even if it's just for personal knowledge, I truly believe that the Institute of Holistic Health has put this program together that is worldwide, because we all need nutrition, but we're not learning about it in school.
No, we're not. Exactly. And also, a friend of mine said every household should have a certified holistic health coach.
There you go. Yes.
And so, and she's right, because there's always some, everyone calls moms Dr. Moms. And somebody in the household that is really interested, it could be the dad, it doesn't have to be the mom. But my whole point is, when you know what you need in your cabinet, so to speak, and I'm going to call it a holistic cabinet that you have for emergencies, that it's going to help you get over those things a little faster when you have them on hand. So I talk about college students and what they need. And so, because I experienced it with my own son. So it's really important to pay attention to that. And it's nice to have that knowledge, like you said. So now we became certified holistic health coaches because it changed our lives, and we became very fascinated to learn more. So if you want to learn more about alternative health and empower others with the Institute of Holistic Health, go to this link, which is bit.ly/ that was fine, Rebel, IWH info, which is all spelled out. Okay, but just go to that link and feel free to ask me questions. Again, that's bit.ly/ IWH info as one word. Now, Becca, I'm so grateful for you being on my show today, and so happy that you're getting married, and that's just fabulous. And and enjoy your honeymoon, I guess, that you're on, because she is out of the country. Please stick around for closing remarks, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Debbie. Thank you.
Okay. We're going to have some more time, okay? Now, remember, I revitalize people's lives in many different areas of health and mindset. Like I said earlier, I start with the gut because it does give you mental clarity. And I guide you to clean, toxic-free foods and high-quality essential nutrients. And these high-quality essential nutrient products will reduce symptoms, and you'll feel better. Maybe it's going to help you release a little bit of weight, and it does uplift your mood. With my mindset coaching, I help people reshape their core beliefs, release stress, emotions, and entanglements from the past, which brings out those low vibrational energies that we're talking about. And then with my health optimization and also my weight release, I make your body more efficient. So I'm helping you both mentally and physically. That's going to feed into your soul, and you'll be a happier person overall. So ask me about my programs at my complimentary consultation of my link tree at Debi Changes Lives, DEBICHANGES as in Victory ES.com /linktree, LINKTREE. And when you do that, you get to know me, and I get to know you. Go to the next slide. Thank you. And I guide you to your optimal health. And it starts with 1 or 2 assessments. Now, Becca kind of touched on this earlier. The health evaluation is complimentary, and where you're going to rate your symptoms in the last 30 days in 4 categories of health. They do overlap, and that's why it's important to answer them all to get a true health score. Don't you want to make sure you have a true health score? And I will review that with you. When you move forward with my services, then we will start monitoring this on a monthly basis, not a daily basis, to see your progress. And I have 2 different body Zyto scans. They give me different information, and they do cost money, but I prefer to do the Zyto link because I can do it remotely, internationally, and actually sent one to South Africa. Zyto link is a transdermal optical imaging app that I send to your phone. You scan your face for 30 seconds. It's only looking at blood flow for components of different body systems and lifestyles. It generates a wellness report, not a diagnosis, of biomarkers out of range and products and services that bring it back into range. I do review it because it's quite intensive. The cost of the scan is $75. And if you move forward with either a program or a product, I give you a discount, a $25 discount on one of them. Now, I also offer as a discount where you can get 5 scans and you're saving $50. Now, people are really amazed what their body tells them through the scan, and you'll be too. Are you curious? Well, finding out something about your health, you need to delve into one of these assessments. So pick what you want to do, and I will guide you to your optimum health. And also on this site are my programs. Take Your Body Back. is a 12-week weight release mindset coaching program where you can utilize a new version of you for your success. And all coaching is done on Zoom. And the first one is private to you because I do go over those health assessments. And I also give you a choice of 2 programs, directions on one, and how to create a new version of you. That's what's driving your success. In an avatar board that will drive you with emotion and passion to achieve your health and weight transformational goals throughout your journey. The rest of the coaching, whether it's in group or private, will be celebrating your wins, and I'll guide you through your gaps with health and mindset tips. You will become a new you. And you're welcome to ask questions at the consultation. Also, you can watch a previous episode called Wholistic Self-Love on the show button of my link tree. Just remember, my prices have gone up. Why Fast is the intermittent fasting program that gets your cells and body humming, and in turn boosts your metabolism with rich, dense nutrition, high-quality essential nutrients, and a program of exercise and recipes. And here you can ask me questions about everything. But just remember, any intermittent fasting program is going to be repairing your cells and reducing inflammation, and it'll uplift your mood. So do it. And you can, if you feel like you need some coaching, you can use a smaller program that's 2 or 4 weeks, as well as you can use it on mindset enhancement and also health optimization. But those are longer journeys, and you probably want to pick the larger programs to save money. And I can also create a custom program for you. Debi's coaching chat is a complimentary coaching session, 30 minutes in an intimate group setting. A survey will pick the topic. You learn how to optimize your health, ways to release stress and emotions, how to harmonize your hormones with body balance, efficiently release weight, create a winning mindset, use that mindset for health and weight transformations, and also creating that avatar board that I mentioned before that will drive you with emotion and passion to achieve your health and weight transformational goals. This is on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. and at Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and you'll get to know what my coaching is all about once you register for it at DebiChangesLife.com, this time for such chats. Finally, learn more about alternative health programs, products, services, articles, blogs, upcoming shows, events, and promos by subscribing to my newsletter, which is DebiChangesLife.com/radio to TV show. And I'll give you a gift of a 30-day health and mindset daily action journal where you can record your gratitudes, thoughts, feelings, emotions, foods you ate, water you drank, nutritional policy token, the exercises that are done on a daily basis. You can even track your measurements, and you want to review it on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to see your wins and celebrate them and find your gaps to work on. If you need help bridging a gap, you contact me for coaching. It's a great health and mindset awareness tool. I'm certain that you found the show educational, inspiring, and enjoyed it. You can reach out to me for my programs, products, services, and offers, and questions about IWH coaching program that you can go to bit.ly/IWH info, and watch Becca's show daily with Doc with Becca Dukes at bit.ly daily with Doc. Do we have time for Becca to come back?
I guess so.
Okay. So do you have any closing remarks?
Debi, you are such an inspiration. Watching you grow, all that you've done, both physically, mentally, and in your professional life here with the radio show and podcast, it's absolutely fantastic. It warms my heart. My word for the year, and it has been for the few years, is empowered. And you truly are empowered. And everybody that hears my voice, you also are empowered to make changes to help you become your own best self.
Yes. And when you're your own best self, you're more attractive, and that's why you're getting married. It's great for relationships.
It is, when you're a positive individual, you attract more positivity in others as well.
Yes.
And it's incredible.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So continue to enjoy my Ready on TV show on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, where your holistic journey begins.